Tommy.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Tommy Vext of Bad Wolves. It's Wednesday. It must be leg day, right?
No, leg day was actually yesterday. I'm
Oh,
a little
okay.
bit, yeah, I'm a little off because I worked out this weekend, so it threw off my like regularly scheduled program. You know?
That's what I love about you, man. You're committed, but yet you have a sense of humor about it, and that's the best part, you know?
Yeah. Well, listen, you work out so you feel good, and then when you feel
Right.
good, you laugh more. You know?
That's right. Yeah, it's all about feeling good. We need a lot more things to laugh about these days. I think the last time you and I
Amen.
talked, I think the last time you and I talked, we talked in February because you guys were going to be coming here in April for KFMA Day in Tucson, and it was going to be right around your birthday time. We were going to have pizza for you on stage, the whole thing.
None
And,
of it happened.
damn you, COVID!
I want my fucking birthday pizza.
Nobody out pizzas the goddamn hot.
Oh my god! This whole year has just been like a long. 2020 is basically like if Independence Day and Armageddon had a beat with Anchorman. It's just
Right.
Like, hey, you're like, what? Like what? Oh.
Yeah, it's like the worst Michael Bay movie ever, and he's made some pretty bad movies. So,
Dude, did you see the debates last night? It was.
yeah.
The whole country's just like, what did we just watch? Like, I don't even know what that was.
Well, I think there's a couple things. I think there's ways to improve it. I think we need to have maybe ring girls in between topics.
Yeah.
They come out. That would be cool. I think if they go over their time, like Trump or Biden, they have to do a shot. I think there's got to be a penalty or something like that.
They need, and so this is what I think. They need to have muting options on the microphones.
Right.
So like you have to buzz in to talk, and you can't both work simultaneously. So only one person can go at a time.
I think you're onto something. And it really does it.
The microphone just goes off. Like it just that's it.
Now, yeah, it's a group effort. Now, I mean, does it really pay to win the debate? Because then you're just the masturbator. So
yeah. Or the debater. That's the other debate.
So let's talk about Bad Wolves. I mean, obviously, you guys put the album out right before everything really started to go down, and you guys were getting ready to tour. And not only did you weren't able to come to Tucson for KFMA Day, but you guys were on the Disturbed 20th anniversary tour, which has been pushed back to next year. What's the status now? I mean, are you guys pretty certain that things are going to go off next year, or are you still kind of like, I don't know?
Well, the Disturbed tour has been pushed to 2021, and we're just all kind of waiting to see what happens. For me, I stay up on this. There's actually a Christian rock band that I've been following, and they just did a 5-week tour, and they're playing shows for 5,000 to 10,000 people. They did a show in DC for 50,000 people, and they're calling them protests. But all the cities that they performed in are not reporting spikes.
Okay.
So that means one of two things. That either means that we have grown a herd immunity to the virus, or they don't. It's not as contagious as we thought it was. Yeah. So what was the last thing
you were saying about your Christian rock?
Oh yeah.
The Christian rock band.
So they've been playing all these shows for 5,000 to 10,000 people. Then in DC it was 50,000, and so I've been following the stats, and there haven't been COVID spikes in the cities they performed. So that leads me to believe that either the population has grown immune, or it's not as contagious as they. And we probably should have scientists looking into that a little bit, because I know Florida is completely opening. Florida's having stadiums, everything.
Right. Yeah.
Idaho is doing the same thing. And so, we're going to see, but I think a lot of people feel like COVID was politicized in a lot of ways, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Both sides.
with health crisis, it's like you have to take it seriously. So that's kind of like the problem. You can't really figure out, like, you can't just like, oh, you know what, fuck it, we're gonna go play a show and we'll take the fines, and like if people show up, they'll show up, you know, because then the media will shame you, and you know, because trust me, I would do it. I'd be like,
Right.
oh, but people will lose their mind. You're being irresponsible.
Now, yeah. Well, it's interesting because before this all happened, we talked and we were talking about social media stuff, and you said, "No, you know, I'm going to lay back on social media." But once the COVID thing hit, I guess you got bored because there wasn't anything to do, and you know, you kind of got your toe in the water there, and some people came at you a couple ways. But you know, it's interesting because obviously you're African American, and then Doc in the band is African American, and it seems like maybe you guys are both on, or excuse me, are kind of on different sides of some topics. Does that cause friction in the band? Is that healthy though, or does it you know, encourage dialogue?
I mean, you know, Doc has always been very politically outspoken on Twitter and stuff, and so that's not new. I've known Doc for
Mm-hmm.
20 years.
Right.
He's a diehard liberal,
Mm-hmm.
and I, you know, I guess I have things that cross over to both sides. My
Sure.
main issue that was the problem in that whole situation is my issue with Black Lives Matter is that Black Lives Matter is an organization that they raise donations for Black lives, and then the money goes to Act Blue. So I'm not okay with that. You know, you should politicize a race of people. It's like, if Black Lives Matter, then Black lives should matter. And also, you know, as somebody who I cleaned up the LA riots with my own two hands, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing as an African American to see, you know, my brothers and sisters destroying and stealing, and so there's no excuse for that, you know. And so there's no, you know, I believe in justice, and I believe in civility and civil discourse, and I believe that, you know, you shouldn't react until you get the facts. And unfortunately, the media, you know, the mainstream media makes a lot of money off really upsetting people and scaring people, and it got away from them. And, you know, we had all these riots all over the country again, which also no COVID spikes as a result of the riots. So I don't really understand why we can't have a mosh pit, but you can destroy a neighborhood and burn down a Target, but that's totally safe. So there's a lot of things that don't, you know, that don't add up for me. And I think that I think some people on the left are willfully ignorant of the destruction caused by their supporters because their vehement disdain for the president. And I don't think that that's okay either. You know, and I have a podcast called Deviant Gentleman Podcast, and John from System of a Down was our last interview, and he and Serge have completely, they have completely opposing ideological views, and it's all over the place. And, you know, it's just like, you can feel, you know, people can feel differently about things and just choose to not talk about it. You know, like me, we're not going to talk about politics.
Right. You have a working relationship.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's my employee.
Yeah. Well, okay, so let's move on now because, like I said, we started off the this last year this year with the new album and the new single Sober, and now we've got a new single coming out, Learn to Walk Again. And you guys are doing something really cool, reaching out to the fans, helping them out, featuring them in your video. Can you tell me a little bit more about what you guys are doing with the video for Learn to Walk Again?
Yeah, well, so the Learn to Walk Again challenge is something that, you know, we had a video budget for this. We had like a $10,000 video budget, and I came up with this idea, and I was like, listen, there's a lot of people who are struggling right now, and, you know, there's not really much we could do with, you know, 10 grand. Then where are we going to go? Where are we going to shoot?
Right.
All these social rules. So I was like, let's take a bunch of the live tour footage for the past 2 years, and we sent it to Bryson Shaddix, who's Jacoby from Papa Roach's brother, who does a lot of their videos.
Okay.
He put the video together, and we donated $10,000, and we asked fans to tell us their story about how they're surviving COVID and how they're dealing with 2020 in general. And we basically were looking for people to help. And so, we did that. And then our friends at Once Upon a Coconut, they gave us an additional $10,000. So plug for those guys right there. So now it was 20,000.
There you
and Toyota and Honda of Arizona donated $5,000. So we're giving away 25.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, huge
Great.
thank you to those guys, at Wilson Automotive Group. And yeah, so we're going to donate 25 grand. We're going to split it up amongst a few different families when we're still taking submissions, and we're also still taking donations. So there's a couple of instrument companies that are probably going to donate too. So, all you got to do is make a video explaining what you went through and hashtag Learn to Walk Again on Instagram and Facebook. And we're going to go through all of them and, give some money away. And we might show up your check.
Well, that.
That's part of it.
Yeah. Oh, Bad Wolves is here. Hide.
Yeah.
Put out the good china.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, I think we locked up. Yeah. Your video locked up. Oh, there we go. And also the movie, the song is going to be in a new movie, The Retaliators. I guess Jacoby from Papa Roach is in it. Tommy Lee of Motley Crue, all the guys in Five Finger Death Punch. Are you in it? And do you know when this is coming out or when people are going to be able to see The Retaliators?
I don't know the release date, but I did do a cameo in it, and Doc has a speaking part in it. Doc actually in it. He did some stuff for it, so he's very. So that's like I'm not a fan of acting. It's like the strangest thing to me. And I have friends who are Academy Award winning actors. I'm like, I have no idea how you do this. You sit around all you and you have to be somebody. I'm like, that's weird. Yeah, I can't even act like it's terrible.
And you were involved with another film that just came out the other day, Snow Babies. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Snow Babies is a great film. It's a film that follows two teenage girls who get wrapped up in drugs. And so, where this film is a platform to elicit a dialogue with families and people and young people about the dangers of the opioid crisis going on in this country. Yeah. And so most people are unaware that since 2017, more people have died of opioid overdose than the Vietnam War on both sides. And it's not talked about. It's not cool. It's not taking a forefront because there's so much other news. And so, we were a part of this movie. Sober's on the soundtrack. Better Off This Way is on the soundtrack. And I contributed vocals to Maybe It's Time, which is like a super group. Right. We are kind of recovery song from Nikki Sixx, Slash, Joe Elliott from Def Leppard, Corey from Slipknot, Ivan from Five Finger, AWOL Nation, Brantley Gilbert, and me.
Wow, that's quite the lineup. Now, we're playing that song, and did you guys actually get together, or was it all done remotely?
Oh no, everything was COVID.
Oh, gotcha.
Everyone with separate studios at like separate days, separate times, wearing separate masks, doing separate.
Separate time. Now, so I want to let you go here. I know that you're busy. You got some more interviews to do, but I just wanted to get your take right now. NBA Finals start tonight. Every time I see you, you're in a Lakers jersey. What's your prediction? I
don't support the NBA anymore.
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
I support the NFL and the NBA now. Absolutely not.
Well,
I support any franchise that allows their players to disrespect the flag.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't realize. I'm sorry that upset you. I didn't mean to, but
no, it doesn't upset my stance. Yeah. That's just my stance. All right, I'm going to sit this season out till everybody. To me, I don't need I don't need multimillionaires to teach me about injustice. It spits in my face. I came from the projects, I came from the hood, and I made it in America because of the American dream is available because of what this country has to offer, just like most of those athletes. And so I don't need somebody who's worth 200, 300, 400 million dollars to tell me that you can't make it as an African American in America, because it's a lie. It's bullshit. So I don't will support any of those franchises until those people get their shit together.
All right. All right. Well, that's a strong statement. I really appreciate your time, man. And just anything else you want to get out there about Bad Wolves, and hopefully we'll see you here in Tucson soon, right? Maybe in 2021.
Yeah, we'll be there. I mean, I'm ready to play shows. So as soon as the election's over and the COVID thing is not, you know,
Yeah, all of a sudden it'll be gone, right?
look, we got herd immunity. Like there's vaccines and this, that, the other thing. So you know, we'll, you know, as soon as this campaign of this, you know, is over, as soon as COVID's done terrorizing us, we'll be back. And you know, we can't wait to reconnect. And so, you know, I tell people, call your friends, call your family, talk to people. A lot of times we don't know what other people are going through. It's important to stay connected. Even if you feel like you can't see people in person, pick up the phone, call somebody, ask them how they're doing, check in on them, you know?
Right, for sure. Well, it was great to reconnect with you, man. Best of luck to you. And like I said, hopefully we'll see you down the line here back in Tucson at some point in 2021, man.
All
Best of
right.
luck.
Great one. Thank you
Thanks.
guys so much. All right.